My journey started when I was 3 years old. And I remember this because my dad used to use music to calm me down. And um, to protect my dad's memory, I'm not gonna say like which music he used to play, but I still listen to that music today. And my relationship with him was one bonded by music, you know. Well, little did he know that I would later on become a musician in my life. But whenever I was with him, there would be some kind of music playing, you know, whether it's pop, whether it's jazz, whether it's mpaka, there would be some kind of music playing. And then I remember the one time, I think I was probably like 5 or 6 years old, or even 7. And he said to me, I'm gonna take you for piano classes. I was like, nah, I don't wanna do that, you know? And then about, fast forward 5, 6 years later from those years, I'm in my room on my computer discovering this piece of software that makes music. So the love of music that I had and my curiosity of making music, or of my curiosity of how this is made, all came together like at that point, you know. So there's the music that my dad taught me, and there's the music that I learned by myself, which we now know as house music. And then there's the music that I started making, which was pretty much influenced by everything that I had been hearing. So at that point, I'm 11, 12 years old when I'm making music. But I'm not even making it because I wanna be a star. I'm just curious. I was like, how is this stuff made? You know? Then before I knew it, he is also intrigued by the process of making music. He would come and just sit and watch me do whatever it is. Granted, it wasn't sounding great, but he was also interested because he loved music that much, you know. So I would say that's when my journey into music properly started. This is when I was like 11, 12 years old, discovering, just exploring, experimenting. Yeah. Experimentation, bravery, and confidence. Because if it matters, because I don't think I'd be sitting where I am in my life had it not been for the decisions I was making as an artist, as a creative, you know. Like there's certain decisions that you make as an accountant that lead you from point A to B. And there's also certain decisions that you need to make as a creative to carve out a life that you want for yourself. I think for the longest time, I've had a bit of a warped definition of what staying true is. You know, for the longest time, it was an outward thing expressed inwardly. Whereas, realistically speaking, for me, it's an inward thing expressed outwardly, right? So for me, staying true is more about listening to yourself attentively and acting accordingly. And also understanding that you are not making because the audience is listening. They are listening because you are making, right? And because I believe that so strongly, it has become much more difficult to shape where I am creatively, right? Like I'm not afraid to be chilling in the studio with Kabza, and the very next day go and visit Sun Owl or even Tugsy, you know, because those separate journeys don't define this. Like this is here because this was put here by whoever felt it was important that this should be here, you know. So if you stay true to yourself, and none of that will be shaken, you know. I personally do not believe in staying true to a movement. I believe in staying true to yourself as a creative, because in a way, the same people that found you in that particular space, sometimes they forget that you went through 5 or 6 other phases of yourself before you became who they love. And realistically, to put it in real terms, at some point they might have to turn their back on you, or you might have to turn your back on them. It's not the best feeling sometimes. Sometimes they're happy for you, but you staying true to yourself is what should matter in that place. Because again, you are not making because they're listening. They're listening because you made, right? Sharing my story. I like that term, you know, because in a way it means, well, to me, how I interpret it is that if I'm in a setting of people who want to hear what is it that carved this artist that is standing in front of us, then there should be no problem if I play my Mapaputsi at the beginning of my set and play Dead Mouse at the end of my set, because that is my story. My story is my older brother used to play a lot of kwaito when I was a kid, which is why I love kwaito so much. My father used to play a lot of 80s South African music. They called it bubblegum. She used to play that and literally play jazz the following day, you know. And because I understand that my experience of music is so vast as a creative, playing my story is telling exactly that through, I guess, in this setting, a set of carefully curated songs that I really love, you know. And I've had experiences like those where you could hear that this person is playing like their story, you know. I remember the one time I was in Cape Town, and I think I was playing a gig. Then after that gig, I went to meet up with some friends, and for like to go see a soccer match. And after that match, they were like, "Yo, let's take you to this new place." Well, it's not a new place, but to me it was new, you know. And got to this like dim lit club vibe. It's almost like kitcheners, and because of the environment, it was so easy for the DJ to just play what truly mattered in that moment, you know. They were not trying to play what was popular, and if they played a popular song, it was because it was necessary for that moment, you know. And from that DJ set, I also understood that DJing is not just about making people dance, you know. It's about helping them hear stuff that they didn't believe they needed to hear in that moment, you know. I mean, it's a common phrase that is used by a lot of DJs where they say a real DJ will play a song that you didn't know you needed to hear, you know? And I love those moments so much, you know? I remember one of my earliest DJ sets, and this is like 2013, or even 14, somewhere there, but it's like a long time ago. And I can't really remember what music was popular at that time. But I can probably imagine it was like Heavy K was probably starting to jump into the scene, you know? And so towards the end of that set, I played Soul Central Time After Time, the Yoruba Soul remix. And I heard someone scream very far away. He was like, "Yo, Lendwana." And when I heard that, I was like, that's what I want for my life, you know? I want someone to be happy because they heard a song that they didn't believe they needed to hear at that point, you know? And I take that very seriously.
Mash, thank you so much. I can't wait to hear you play your story.
Thank you.